Welcome back to Ben Rants, and when I was a kid, crying to your mommy was considered a joke. I know I said I would never rant on controversial topics, but I have to make an exception with this. I am fed up with these type of people, and I'm ready to give them a verbal beatdown. These type of people have made my life miserable for the past 10 years, and it's time for them to get what they deserve. It's time for me to rant on Soccermoms. Now, unless you're a dimwit, you probably don't know what a soccer mom is. A soccer mom is defined by Wikipedia as a mother who is seen transporting her children back and forth to different extracurricular school activities. However, what Wikipedia doesn't say is that soccer moms are known to complain about problems with the media and blame the media for turning children into devil worshippers. Where the heck do I begin? Let's start with the fact that soccer moms try their best to get their children involved with as many school activities as possible. They force their kids into joining up with anything that isn't nailed down. They make them join sports, plays, key clubs, yearbook clubs, national honor societies, glee clubs, Spanish clubs, art clubs, sing clubs, rock clubs, wooden clubs, Disney Channel clubs, homeless clubs, and so on and so on. It's freaking unbelievable. They never consult children, never giving the child a say-so in it. They just do it. Can you imagine putting this amount of stress on your children? It's just a horrible thought. Why do you soccer moms do this to your children? I mean, I agree in teaching a kid responsibilities, but this is beyond overboard. You can only be a kid once in your life. Do you want a child spending most of its childhood doing a bunch of things it doesn't want to do? The very thought of that is just sickening. I find it hypocritical that these moms want the best for their kids, yet they go ahead and just make the kid go through a bunch of work. Yeah, we love our children, but we don't want to spend any time with them. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Anyway, putting megatons of weight on kids' shoulders isn't the only thing soccer moms are good at. When they're not good at being parents, they're good at being parents. If that last statement confused you, listen to this. Soccer moms put all these kids in these activities where at any time they can get hurt or injured. And yet when the kid goes outside to play, wants to go for a swim, or just wants to make arts and crafts, the soccer mom stops the child and starts to overprotect them from these kinds of things. You're kidding, right? You're so worried about your child just getting a bruise on the knee that you have to protect the child from the dangers of the outdoors? That is the most idiotic thing I ever heard. You're worried about child safety so much that they can't go outside and play, but you're not concerned enough to make the kid play sports where the kid can trip and sprain an ankle? You people are morons! So, soccer moms are hypocrites. However, it gets much, much, much worse from here. There come times when kids want to watch TV. Well, if the kid's mother is a soccer mom, she will watch the show with her kid, and if she doesn't approve of it, she tells her kid not to watch it. No, I'm just kidding. The soccer mom actually complains to the network or the creators of the show that it's not kid-friendly. Are you friggin' serious? If you're so concerned about what your kids watch, then tell them not to watch it. It's not the TV's fault. So, you think most networks would detest the complaints and not listen, but the world would be a better place if that was the case. Actually, the networks actually listen to the soccer moms and they tone down their products. Oh, come on! You're killing me, Smalls! You're killing me! And if you don't believe me, here are some examples. The reason why WWE is the way it is now? Because of soccer moms. Because a lot of violent classic cartoons aren't on TV anymore? Because of soccer moms. The reason why we have all the kids programming on TV now that causes adults to want to jump into a Shark Tank? Because of friggin' soccer moms! There's not enough paper in the world to fit all the written reasons why that's stupid! So, why do soccer moms complain about what kids watch? Because they want them to stay innocent and they don't want them copying anything that might cause them harm. First of all, if you don't want your kids watching certain channels, then just block them out. Simple! Second, if the material if the material on a kid's channel is too quote-unquote non-kid friendly for you, it's because the show or movie might be aimed at both kids and adults, you jugheads. 3, if you don't want your kid copying a show, then simply say, you see this? This is a TV. Don't copy it. There! How hard is that? Yes, it's that easy. Yes, it's that easy. All you gotta do is step up to the plate and be parents. Why does the stuff we love have to suffer because you people are too lazy to do your own dang jobs? It's bullspit! Plus, it's your own stupid kid's fault if they copy something they see on TV, because they should know better than to do that. Finally, kids aren't going to lose their innocence. If you ask me, it's healthy for a kid to experience controversial topics at a young age. That way, when they grow up, they're more accepting of the said controversial issue. I mean, I'm a big example. I grew up on violent cartoons and there's nothing wrong with me. I love the taste of human blood in the morning. But the biggest example of soccer mom stupidity, in my opinion, came from when The Princess and the Frog first came out. Mothers who saw it were offended. They claimed that it wasn't a kid's movie and should be an R-rated movie. Why, you may ask? Because of the use of voodoo in the movie. You can't be serious. You think The Princess and the Frog should get an R rating just for voodoo? Shoot me in the freaking head! Voodoo? That's what you're afraid of? Freaking voodoo? During further research, soccer moms are mostly Christian, and they consider voodoo the devil's work. Now, I'm not going to blast religion, but come on! Voodoo is awesome! That was one of the highlights of the movie because Dr. Facilier was a different kind of Disney villain. But no! Disney movies aren't allowed to have voodoo because it's the devil's work. Truck you, soccer moms. Truck you. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can it get any worse? How can it get any better would be the easier question to answer. Keeping in mind what we've been talking about, when disasters happen, like a shooting, a bombing, or a bullying suicide, who do moms blame for these situations happening? Terrorists? No. Gunmen? No. Bullies? No. Who do they blame? They blame violent video games and violent shows. My gosh, I'm going nuts due to the stupidity of these people. Yeah, it's not the people who commit the crimes that are responsible for them. It's because they're inspired by heavy metal music and violent video games and violent cartoons. Go choke on a Pop-Tart! You can't honestly tell me you people are stupid enough to believe that it's actually video games and music that are killing this society? Yeah, right. It's not like video game cases are picking up guns and committing crimes. Okay, that was weird. Anyway, you just can't put the blame on non-living things. It's just moronic. But wait! It gets worse. It just keeps getting worse. Not only are soccer moms blaming cartoons, video games, and music on today's bad society, they also complain to food manufacturers for making kids fat that they try to get quote-unquote unhealthy foods banned. Again, stop blaming the freaking product! The companies aren't the ones shoving the food down your kids' throats! You're the one buying them for your kids! Just stop buying the food, you hypocritical rock-headed idiots! An example of this was that they recently tried to ban Captain Crunch because it's the most unhealthy cereal on the market. They complained, this company makes kids want this cereal! No friggin' duh! That's the company's job, to make people want to buy the product! At least they're doing their job well! Oh, and thanks for ruining your kids' self-esteem by making them think that being fat is bad. Now they'll be bullied, and they'll probably bully other fat kids, and their bullying will probably cause one kid to kill himself, and you're going to blame it on video games. It's just a continuing cycle of dumb parenting! And those are glimpses of how stupid soccer moms are. But for the icing on the crap cake, I'm going to tell you some of my personal experiences with soccer moms. I remember one year for Halloween, and I was trick-or-treating. I was dressed up and I had this friggin' awesome alien mask with fangs sticking out and everything. However, I scared this one little kid and I made him cry. So, the kid's mother makes me take my mask off because she doesn't want me scaring other kids. It's friggin' Halloween! That's the point! Halloween is the time of year where you get to scare the crap out of little kids, and kids can have fun doing it. If you didn't want your kids being scared, why the heck did you take them trick-or-treating? My friggin' gosh! Well, I didn't listen to her and I put my mask back on as soon as she left. And that's not all. There was one time a mother wouldn't let her 18-year-old daughter watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show because it's, quote, inappropriate, unquote. I'm getting such a migraine that I'll need a boatload of aspirins to kill it. Well, I think it's time to stop, seeing as how I can't take any more of this stupidity. Bottom line, soccer moms are parents that try very hard not to let their kids have a childhood. They make our lives miserable by complaining about the content in the media and getting them removed, and they make Halloween less fun. It amazes me that they try to act like such good parents when they are the stupidest parents on the face of the earth. If you ask me, they're just lazy parents that don't want to do their job, and they try to make sure that their kid is raised right on the media and make sure that their kids don't get the chance to be kids. This explains why they put their kids in extracurricular activities and why they can't just say the big N-O to their kids. Today's parents make me sick. When I grow up and become an animator, I want to make cartoons similar to classic cartoons with violence and witty dialogue, and I don't want to hear any complaints from any parents. And the studio I work for says I have to meet the demands of the mothers, and I refuse to do so, which causes me to lose my job. I'm going to lose faith in all humanity. I'm Ben, and I'm signing out. I'm going to go pass out copies of Parenting for Dummies.